still, he'll feel sleepy or lower energy. Why? Because he is not getting that restorative sleep due to hypoxia condition. Behavior problems like aggression, the child will be irritated, agitated due to lack of sleep, or ADHD or short attention span. And the child will also suffer from cold and cough. Why? Because kids who suffers from sleep disordered breathing mostly have some resistance in their airway. Eventually, maybe tonsils, adenoids, or any nasal obstruction will lead to frequent cold and cough as well. Nighttime symptoms which we can see is snoring or mouth breathing. Maybe roams around in bed or is restless. Why restless? As I told you in the chart, as soon as the oxygen level will deplete, arousal symptoms will come. So the child will change his positions so that in the better position he'll get oxygen, he'll sleep in that position. Bedwetting can be there, or night terrors or sweating can be there. So, what will be the 10 surprising signs? Will be snoring or loud breathing, mouth breathing, teeth grinding, sweating and restless sleep. The child will be moving all around in the bed, excessive napping, especially in schools or the daytime activity. He'll be bedwetting, sleepwalking, certain growth problems, or attention deficit syndrome can be seen in kids. Coming to the main part, the diagnosis. So as soon as the child comes to your clinic, firstly you have to do the physical examination. What you have to see in the physical examination is the forward head posture. So can you see the child head is forward, eventually the lower jaw is back, and this is the collapsible tube. Eventually when the lower jaw is back, this tube collapses and the child is not able to breathe better. Lips position, you have to see whether the child lips are sealed or not. Usually the kids who breathe through their mouth, they do not have a lip seal, or if they do have a lip seal, it's a forceful one. You can see some of the indentations on the mentalis area, the chin area. The child is forcefully closing his mouth. Or you can see the jaws, mandible and maxilla. You can see the retrognathic mandible or short upper lip. These symptoms can be seen in the child. The second part is the history taking. This plays a very, very important role because we have to ask few questions from the parents. Usually what you will hear from parents will be, my child snores or